Hey girl, okay, so you have decided that an in-home daycare or a regular daycare is the option for you and your family as far as childcare is concerned. Okay, so in-home daycare, how to find one? Facebook, I mean, find a Facebook moms group in your area. You could look on Nextdoor. You could also just look up maybe in your state, if you can like just Google, in-home daycare and your city and state, or maybe your zip code, even better, and see if you can find some within your area. Now, I would highly recommend looking at every single review, positive and negative, and then taking in, when you go on your tour, taking in, kind of a list of questions that you may have for them. The pros for an in-home daycare are going to be that the group size is much smaller, versus daycare where it's going to be like a proper kind of classroom size. So you can expect, between, 10 and 18, maybe even 20 kids, but they will have the appropriate number of, childcare providers in there too. I would say cons with in-home daycare is that you're not guaranteed for your child to be with kids of their own age. So I was looking at an in-home daycare right here, 2 minutes from my house, and Adira was going to be the youngest by almost 2 years. Now, when they're, 5, 6, 7, that might be different. They're school age kids. But when you're talking about the difference between a 1-year-old and like a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old, very different. She was just learning to walk. She's not potty trained. She would have been the only one in diapers. And so there was a lot there that I just felt like there was just a hawk that just flew up on my porch here. That was very cool. And I only got just a little BTS. Anyway, and so the age gap was going to be just really big. And so I just thought, I don't know if that's like the best for her right now. Whereas daycare, they will go in and they will be with kids their same age, and they kind of go off of, kind of like the school. So if you're, whatever years old in October, then that's the class that you're going to be with. So those are kind of some of the pros and cons of in-home daycare versus regular daycare. In-home daycare, if they are, licensed by the state, they will provide meals and snacks just like, like a regular daycare. Usually in both cases, you will have the option to, send them with food, from home. You just have to check for restrictions and things like that for like nuts and other like, allergies and things like that. And obviously don't send anything messy. Just don't send anything messy. So those are kind of the pros and cons of in-home daycare and daycare. Of course, daycare, you can Google it. You can look on Yelp. You can look on, Google Business. You can find pretty much, if you live in a populated area, there are daycares all around. Like where I live here in North Texas, it's a stone's throw. There's like daycares on every corner almost, because we live in a really, that's the demographic of our area. And so, so that's where you can find one. Highly recommend taking tours, getting, referrals, references, looking at all the online reviews, and taking in, like questions to ask them to make you feel, secure, and for you to learn about their policies, what they do with the kids. Discipline is a big thing, if that matters, to you, and, curriculum, if that matters to you, and just the different things that they'll be doing each day. So hopefully this gives you some insight on in-home daycare and daycare, if this is the right